Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness. So listen, fun fact, I live in Florida and it is 34 degrees outside and my kids and I were late and I forgot my jacket. So all I have on is this blazer and a very thin long sleeve shirt underneath. So yeah, if I'm sounding like I'm trying to catch my breath, it's because I'm trying to warm up. Okay, so let's just dive quickly into this video. We are talking about Karen Huger today. I had the pleasure, or displeasure rather, of watching her interview with Andy Cohen. She did a one-on-one episode where she's just being interviewed after she was released from prison. And I will be honest with you, Karen has learned absolutely nothing from her experience. Nothing. She sat on this screen still with an air about her that she hasn't earned, and that it's just almost disrespectful to this point, the air she had about her in this interview. Now, don't get me wrong. I think she should be happy to be free. I think she should be happy that she is sober, but she's not looking at sobriety as a journey. I feel like she's thinking that, oh, I did 30 days, I was in jail, you know, I'll go to Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous and it'll be fine. I don't think she's actually realizing the work that it takes to stay sober, especially stay sober as somebody who is famous, and alcohol will be a huge portion of, you know, on set. Because the reason why I say this is because a lot of people on these sets drink. BravoCon is a lot of drinking. When you go to Watch What Happens Live, it's drinking. She will have to be facing this everywhere. And she just seemed like it's just, I did my 30 days and it's fine. So they show her actually coming home from the jail, Montgomery County Jail. She has these braids in her hair. She comes home. Her family is happy to see her. Not as happy as I thought they would be. I thought it would be a little bit bigger, more people there from her family, you know, excited that she's home. But maybe some of her family realized that it was going to be filmed and was like, I really don't want to do this, so I'm not going to be a part of it. I'll just wish her well, or, you know, send a casserole or something, which makes sense. She talks about how, you know, her hair was braided and how the girls took the weave out of their hair and put it in her hair, which to me was already a red flag. Why was it a red flag? It's because she was in there being treated the same exact way she was when she was outside of jail. Inside of jail, she is the grand dame of Potomac, the celebrity on Real Housewives of Potomac, and these girls in there, who are most likely Bravo watchers because they probably fall within that demographic, are just excited to be around her and want to be friends with her and be in her space. And you know, being a celebrity doesn't really change from when you are outside and in, depending on the charge. Now, if she was in there for like something serious like murder, it would be definitely different. But when she's in there for DUI, meaning, you know, they're still just, it's not taken as seriously by inside inmates or outside people, apparently. But anyway, I thought this was like a weird thing for her to say, that they gave her own hair. She thought it was so sweet, and oh, those girls, you know, I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on them and check on them. Again, like she's their professor from college wanting to make sure their internships go well, which is, it's just a weird thing to have about her. And then we have Andy Cohen step in and do the actual official interview. And if anybody hasn't watched it, if you're hoping to see her actually say, I am an alcoholic, I have a drug problem, that is not what you are going to get at all. And Andy, to his credit, went right in with, tell me what you thought when you saw the video. And we all know what video that he's talking about. And she said, I never watched the film. I know these are subtle things that most people don't notice, but as me, as someone who has dealt with certain things, and you have to really listen to people's words and look at their body language and pay attention to just these subtleties because they're important. She said, I've never watched the film, as if she's talking about a scene from the Real Housewives, or if she's talking about, you know, some, you know, pre-screening of a movie that she's watching. She is talking about body cam footage. She could have just said, I've never seen the body cam footage. And Andy, of course, was shocked that she had never seen it. Apparently, she said she shielded Ray from seeing it. I don't know how you shield a man over 80 from seeing something in his wife's trial, especially once it was made public. Her daughter, Raven, did see it, and of course, she was devastated. Because the other question everybody was wondering is, how did your lawyers say that it was okay for you to continue on with trial when this type of footage was out there? I mean, that footage of her was awful. She is extremely drunk. She is disheveled. She is slurring her words. She is making incoherent statements. I mean, for God's sake, she called herself Thomas Jefferson's concubine, whatever that means. I don't even know what that means, but she said it. And for her not to want to see all the evidence facing her because, you know, she just didn't want to see it, she was in denial, or whatever the reason, the excuse she's given, it still doesn't make any sense. Because as her lawyer, I feel like they should have said, you really need to watch this to make a whole decision. We really, really need you to watch it and consume it, and then we can make a decision. And she just said, I just didn't want to watch it, and I was in the haze of drugs and alcohol. I don't know if I understand that. I mean, it could be true. It has to be true, to be honest, because there's no way if she would have seen it, I feel like, that she would have continued to go to trial. Nobody would have. So she didn't watch it. She didn't watch it until she got into jail, and she watched it with the therapist there, and the therapist had to sit with her and let her face it. And she said she was embarrassed, which I do believe that she was embarrassed. Any normal person would be. So she is sentenced, and, you know, what was next? Oh, she's sentenced. It's hard if I'm jumping around. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. This is the only time of day today that I will have time to record the video, and I want to do it while it's fresh in my mind. Then Andy wants to talk about her, where she actually falls in. Is she an alcoholic? And, you know, is there a drinking problem or whatever? And of course, she sidestepped the alcohol and goes straight into her medication. She's been prescribed medication. She won't say what, because she doesn't want the prescription company to be liable. That is not true. That doesn't make any sense. People who have prescription drug issues have zero problem with saying, I was prescribed blah, 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 blank. Because the doctor, unless she was overprescribed or whatever, then maybe the doctor can get in trouble, but the prescription company can't get in trouble for that. So she won't say what the drug is, but she's more comfortable with saying that she had a pill problem, and, you know, because they were prescribed to her. And I think that's why she's okay with saying that she had a prescription drug problem, because those are prescribed to her. She just took a little bit too many. You know, technically it's not her fault. It's not like she's a crackhead out in the street, you know, trying to look for her next 8-ball or anything like that. So it's not as bad. She just daintily took a couple of extra pills when she shouldn't, to get over her emotional and depression. But when it comes to her actually admitting that she's an alcoholic, she will not do it. And let's be honest, Karen Huger is an alcoholic. And I'm not saying that because, oh, you're just saying that because it's one video. Karen has four DUIs, which everybody seems to keep forgetting that she had 4 DUIs. Everybody keeps saying it's just one, and this was just, you know, bad, it's a one-time thing. You know, why is Shannon Bedore from Real Housewives of Orange County getting different treatment from Karen? Oh, it's because she's white. No, it is because Shannon Bedore got 1 DUI. She accepted responsibility, let them film everything on the show, from going to her lawyer to have them putting in that breathalyzer thing in the car, like the thing you have to breathe in to start your car. She showed it all. She didn't want it erased from her record. She wanted to take all the responsibility in the world. Karen has had 4 DUIs, but still won't admit that she has an alcohol problem. She has an alcohol problem. She also had the nerve to say, while she was in jail, you know, I was counseling the young girls. You know, I'm actually the one who led the NA and AA meetings, you know. And Andy was shocked, as was I. Karen is not qualified by any way, shape, or form to be leading any Alcoholic Anonymous, Narcotic Anonymous meetings. Again, she's using that air of, I'm a famous woman, I was on Real House of the Potomac, you guys know you love that show, you know you love me, to have a level up in the jail situation. And there are other women who do this. Some use violence, some use drugs, whatever. Karen is using her celebrity status to get better treatment in jail. She said she was treated like everybody else. Apparently not. If you are the one, someone who by the time you went to jail, you were only 30 days sober, and they were allowing you to lead them in an NA or AA meeting, you are not qualified at all whatsoever. And here's the other thing I find interesting. There's no telling if what Karen is saying is true. Because Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous is anonymous, nobody from that meeting, the actual person leading that meeting, is never going to come out and say, well, that's not true. She wasn't leading the meeting, I was, or I was in that meeting, I was there. So I think it's a little bit of a manipulative tactic to say that I was leading it, because no one can ever prove it. So there you go. I mean, I don't believe it. I'm hoping that it's not true. Any group worth their salt, or the therapist over the group, like, when Karen says she's leading it, I don't think that she means that she was running it. I think there's an actual therapist person there who's helping facilitate, and Karen maybe, pointed to the other girls to get them to share more information. I don't know. I don't care. I don't believe it. The last thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Karen, when Andy said, how did it feel to be stripped down? And Karen didn't get it. She couldn't grasp it. She was like, oh, no, I was never stripped down. That's a lie. That never happened. He's like, no, that's not what I mean. You weren't actually like strip searched. I mean, you're, to be broken down and to have the lashes removed. And she was like, oh, well, this and that. She still didn't get the question of, which a normal person could have comprehended. You went from being, again, I keep saying this title she gave herself, the Grand Dame of Potomac, fabulous, glorious, and now you are being put into a brown jumpsuit. Your hair is gone, your lashes are gone. You are just now you're still Karen Huger because you're famous, but you are now made to be level as possible with everybody else around you. And she still didn't get it. She kept saying, oh, I didn't mind getting rid of the lashes, and my hair, it had gotten a little salt and pepper gray underneath, but I kind of like it. I'm gonna keep it afterwards. There was no substance to this interview. There was no depth to Karen. There was no full understanding of what she had done, how it affected her family, how it's going to affect her moving forward. There's no plan. She said she is not planning on going to AA. She feels that she doesn't need AA. She feels like NA is something that she's going to go for a lifetime. But, everybody should go to NA. It really helps you understand. It's disappointing. It's truly disappointing. You would think that somebody who's coming out of this situation of being in jail for 9 months could be able to sit down and say, this sucks. I'm embarrassed. I hurt my family. I hurt my kids. I can't believe I've gotten to this point. I never thought in a million years I would have gotten to this point. I thought I had it under control, and I didn't. And that's where I messed up. I thought I had it under control, When Andy asked her, do you have an alcohol problem? Yes, I have an alcohol problem. That would have made her return to reality TV believable, trustworthy, and something that people would want to tune into. Right now, we got the same old Karen, except for now she thinks she's the badass because she went to jail. Another reality star on the Bravo network who doesn't get it. I mean, the same thing happened to Teresa Giudice. The same thing is probably going to happen to Jen Shah. Nobody understands the gravity of what they've done. They just go, they come out, they think, oh, now I have a better story. Now I have a better storyline for the show. They'll want to keep me. They got to keep me. And no actual lesson is being learned. I mean, again, look at Teresa Giudice. You all know she's back in tax issues. She's back owing people money. She's been living above her means the entire time. Jen Shah is back on TikTok. She's trying to get back on Bravo. She has not learned anything. Karen is back. Wendy about to go. It's really, oh yeah, Wendy about to go, y'all. Like, she's gonna go. It is really sad. So listen, drop them in my comments. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you feel differently. If you saw the interview and thought Karen came across at least remorseful. Let me know. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.